Alright guys, welcome back. Hopefully my internet doesn't crap out this time. We're going to be continuing on with Red Dead Redemption. We're going to continue playing through the story. If you're watching my stream earlier, I was playing and all of a sudden my internet just completely crapped out. So we're going to play for about an hour and a half, 2 hours almost. Pretty tired right now, so just wanted to do another stream today since the other one cut out. Are we just in a black screen right now? I don't know what's going on. Help! There we go. Alright. We're gonna be doing at least a couple of missions. Yep. Let's see what we got. See what missions we got. Let's do Strauss's mission. Back to visit the black woman you saved. Is there another thing that I can do with that woman? I've never played through this game before. All of this is still my first playthrough, so be very redeeming for what you did to the father in the last video. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Turn this volume down just a tiny bit. Yeah. Blake Hill, thank you so much for the donation. Okay, what is this horse doing? Apparently my bitrate is too high. Let me go ahead and change that real quick.
Mr. Morgan.
Still working, Mr. Strauss. What you been up to?
Trying to wrap up our accounts before we leave, Mr. Morgan.
So you'll be joining us in Tahiti?
I rather fancied Australia. A similar kind of people to us. Lots of opportunity.
Dutch tells me we're going to be ranchers.
Perhaps, but so far we have not raised many cattle.
No.
So, Mr. Morgan, will you help me finalize our business here?
This is filthy work.
We'll need money in Australia. For cattle and feed, I mean. Why flinch now? You never have done before.
I don't know.
Well, here they are. Some fishermen by the name of Davison, L.J. Davison, living in a place called Catfish Jackson near Scarlet Meadows.
A fisherman.
And that's it. We're a union built on that, you know.
Okay.
Interesting cop. I wonder what happens.
Good morning, Arthur.
Vladimir Putin, thank you so much for the donation. Don't tell me he's on the second floor. Damn it, Dutch.
You gonna get up?
What's going on?
Don't worry. It can wait.
You're interrupting my beauty rest.
So, Arthur, you get the deciding vote.
About what?
We take an insult and scurry off like cockroaches, or deal with business the right way?
We don't need to take revenge. We hardly know the guy.
This ain't about revenge, Hosea. Angelo Bronte don't mean shit to me. This is about the fact we are planning to rob a bank in his town. A bank that he no doubt protects. A town where his men are gunning for us. Before we do that, we need to put him out of commission.
I disagree. There's always an easier way.
There ain't no easier way. Now, I know his type. He is a vindictive little power broker who rules by fear. Now, we pull that stunt in his cesspit of a town, we're doomed. You want to leave this place? Leave this country? We need that money.
It just don't feel good, Dutch.
This is it. This is the last job that we are ever going to pull. Before the year is out, we are going to be harvesting mangoes in Tahiti. Farmers. But we need seed capital, and we need to leave. You know it. I know it.
Forgive me if I can't think too much about the mango harvest.
This is it. Trust me. Arthur.
If it's business, well, business is business.
Angelo Bronte stands between us and our future.
You'll damn us all.
Arthur, come on.
You better be right about this one.
I am.
I've heard that before.
And usually I've been right.
If you say so.
Quit doubting, Arthur. It does no favors. Come on. We need to go see a man about a boat.
Come on, people, it's ready!
A boat?
We're headed to a settlement called Le Gras. I met a boatman there called Thomas who knows these waters like the back of his hand.
Why do we need a boat?
So we can attack Bronte's mansion from the swamp. Catch him off guard. He knows we survived the trolley station, so he'll be expecting some kind of reprisal.
All right. Okay, makes sense.
See? I do still possess some capacity for rational thought, Arthur. Okay, follow me. Yeah. Thank you.
What?
You're taking my side back there.
It ain't about sides.
Feels like Hosea's lost his spine.
But this move on Bronte, is it for the bank job or revenge for what happened at the trolley station?
Both. Neither. What does it matter? We need to hit that bank. And Bronte has the police and just about everything else in Saint Denis in his back pocket. He also set us up. And lest we forget, took young Jack.
Ah, great.
The hell?
Hey there, girl.
So like I was talking about,
Okay.
he also set us up. And lest we forget, took young Jack.
I understand. We just got a lot of pots on the boil, given all the folks who's out gunning for us.
You all seem to have forgotten how money is made and what it takes to support 20 people. Let alone what it takes to give 20 people a new life overseas.
With all due respect, Dutch, is this Tahiti plan really gonna work out?
You tell me, Arthur. Is it? Have some goddamn faith. I am bending over backwards to make a future for us.
I know, but
But, when did you become so small-minded? If you'd rather we break up the family, go our separate ways, just tell me.
of course not.
This isn't a prison camp. I am not forcing anybody to stay. So either we're in this together, working together to get out together, or we're not. There simply isn't a reality in which we do nothing and get everything.
I know. You're right. Just feels like we're on borrowed time again. I mean, the O'Driscolls found us.
Yeah, we need to move, and soon. Haven't I made that clear? I feel like I'm going in circles with all of you. Micah is the only one left with any loyalty.
Now, that ain't fair.
You are talking like John. I swear that woman is poisoning him against me. I've seen it before. What's the problem here?
There ain't a problem.
You think Micah would question going after Bronte? No! He'd say, let's go!
I'm here, ain't I? I've been at your side for 20 years.
I know. I'm sorry, son. It's just the endless debate about everything is wearing me down. Anyway, here we are. Let me do the talking. Oh, what's wrong? Thomas. It is good to see you, my friend.
Hello, Mr. Dutch.
Thomas, have you met Arthur? Arthur? Thomas is quite the boatman. He's gonna help us get close to our prey. The other night we had quite the adventure fishing for catfish. Now, my friend, can I call in that favor?
What do you need?
You know Angelo Bronte.
Well, exactly. We need to make a social call. We were hoping you could row us in quietly one evening around the back of his house.
Well, if anyone can, I can.
We'll pay you for your trouble.
If you bringing him trouble, it won't be no trouble for me.
Good.
My business partner, Jules, he's out on the skiff. I need to check with him. Plus, I need to check the traps. Would you come with me?
Of course. Arthur? Why not?
Shouldn't take too long if we can find him. Be lively. Mind you, there's a lot of gators. Uncommon number. Big ones.
Great. Come now, Arthur. It'll take more than a prehistoric reptile to scare you, surely.
I just want to see you meet your match when it comes to an aging predator with a big mouth, Dutch.
Arthur here is something of a comedian, Thomas. More of a jester than a gunslinger.
Well, if you say so, Mr. Dutch. This way. Come on, this way. Follow me here. And stay on the high ground.
You call this ground? It feels like water to me.
Down here, we can't be too picky there, Mr. Arthur. Got a couple of crayfish traps.
Seb,
over
what's
here.
up? Ted Cruz, what's up? ZK, what's up? I know I haven't talked in a minute.
Mr. Dutch, you keep a lookout for company. Mr. Arthur, check the traps with me. Can you please check the other one for me, Mr. Arthur?
This one's empty.
All right. I got a few more set over this way. Come on.
I don't want to know what just touched my leg.
Mr. Dutch, you sure you the right fellas to be going after Angelo Brunty?
Oh, he's much more the kind of reptile I can handle.
Now stay close. Make sure you follow my line.
Oh, I fully intend to, Thomas.
You too, Mr. Arthur.
You can see why eating in the swamp waiting hasn't caught on as a pastime, can't you?
I love it out here. Peaceful. Nobody bothering you now. Except for the night folk sometimes.
The night folk.
Yep, some strange people around these parts. Wilder than the animals they are.
Well, this just gets better and better.
Sooner we get this done, sooner I can help you boys. Whoa. Stop where you are. That's a gator. Just stay as still as you can. All right, let's keep moving. I got another trap by that small island up here. I don't know what's taking Jules so long with that boat.
I think we are all equally keen to find him.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Give me a hand here, Mr. Arthur. This trap is stuck in the mud. It happens.
Guess something didn't want to be caught.
My gosh. So it's true.
What is?
There's been talk of a big old bull, but people talk a lot of nonsense. I guess this was... No, but only something huge could do this.
Fantastic. Let's hope it bites you first, Dutch.
Should we just keep moving? I don't really want to hang around here much longer.
All right. I suppose this can wait. Let's go.
We got RG in the chat now. Let's go. What is up, everyone?
Hold up.
My God, there's no shortage of them.
Good eating.
Us or them?
Exactly. Come on.
Yeah, just so you guys know, I've never played it. I've never had a playthrough of this game, so this is the first time I've ever played this. I have no
Really
idea what
should've run out of
happens.
jewels by now. I reckon we should split up so we can search both sides.
Okay, Arthur, since you appear so at home here, you take the right. We'll go left.
What? Just keep your eyes open.
Hey! Someone there? Hello? Jules? Hey! Someone there? Jules?
Up here.
That must be him. Hey, you in the tree. What are you doing?
There's a monster. A monster.
You okay up there?
There's a monster.
Where?
Massive. It nearly ate me.
Where'd he go?
It's out there.
What?
A big gator. Biggest I ever saw. Big and nasty. Knocked me off the boat and chased me over here.
You must be Jules.
Yes.
Where is the boat?
Over there. I ran.
Okay. And, where'd this monster swim off to?
I think that way.
Stop! Hello. I got it loose. Come.
Good man.
All right, let's get back to the dock.
Yes, please, let's go. Thank God. So, who are these fellas, Thomas?
Two new friends of mine. I'll explain later.
Jules, we are very happy to have finally made your acquaintance.
I thought I was gonna be out here all night.
What was you doing hiding up in the tree, boy?
This gator was huge, Thomas. Twice as
As big as I ever
Sorry
seen.
about that, Ad.
Twice
Step
as
away.
angry, too.
Oh,
Now what?
I think we hit a tree stump.
Yeah, I thought we cleared. You're gonna need to jump in and pull us free.
Me?
Yeah, just do it. Won't take you a minute, boy. Go on.
This is a bad idea.
You'll see any giant monster long before it gets anywhere near you. We got a couple of crack gunslingers here with their guns loaded. You'll be fine.
You didn't see the thing.
Yeah, neither did you. It's just a myth, Jules. Now pull. Come on, put your back into it.
Jules?
Shit.
He weren't kidding.
No, I'm going in.
No, we can't lose the boat. Arthur will go.
Well,
Quick! Quick, Arthur!
come here, son. Shit, where'd he go?
We must be close, Arthur. Come on! Come on, Arthur! Higher!
I'm coming. I got you, son. I got you.
Oh, God, no.
Dutch, shoot something.
Hurry up, Arthur! God, no! Please hurry! My leg! Oh, God, no!
Fire off a couple of warning shots just to pretend you care.
I got you covered! Oh, God. Come on! Here, give me the boat. Come here. Come on, quickly.
Here, his leg hurt pretty bad. He should be okay. Get in.
He's still coming.
Finish that son of a bitch, Arthur!
You're gonna be all right, Jules. Just hold on. Look at the size of it. That thing. Coming right for us.
I think he's going.
Shit, that is one big old gator.
Oh, your boy doesn't look too good there.
Here, take this. Try and stop the bleeding.
You're gonna be okay, son. You're gonna be okay. Just thank your old Uncle Dutch.
I heard that. There's still a lot of blood. You need to put pressure on it.
I've stopped the bleeding. I think he'll be okay if he don't get a fever.
We can bring down a fever.
A fever is the least of our worries. Look who's back.
God damn.
kidding me.
Put every bullet you got in. Now. Dead ahead of us. You see him? Shoot! Okay, I think it's had enough.
Now, Jesus. You're gonna be okay, kid.
Sorry, Jules. Guess all them stories was true. Big and mad. That's unusual. Normally the little ones are angry. Big ones is lazy.
Well, I guess he never outgrew his anger. Kind of reminds me of you, Arthur.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen you squeal before, Dutch.
I weren't the one squealing.
Yeah, well, you weren't in the water with him. And this poor boy was nearly dinner.
Can we get some help? Jules been bitten.
Oh my God.
There's a monster out here. He's been bitten, but he's alive. Just keep him warm. Feed him garlic for the infection. Thank you. Both of you. I'm at your service anytime you need me.
Thank you, Thomas. Where can we find you?
You just meet me back here.
Very good.
Can one of you help me put the boat back out?
Sure. I'm gonna head back to camp and placate the irritable Miss O'Shea, who's causing more trouble. I'll collect the boys. Meet you back here, Arthur.
Mr. Arthur? Old Brunty. A bad man. I know. Killed some good folks. Hurt a lot of people.
Well, he definitely lacks a certain charm. I'll see you soon.
You be safe. We got monsters out here.
Well,
How are you, girl?
Oh dear. My friend, it is me, Charles Chatonnet, the painter.
okay. What are you dressed up like that for?
Oh, I am a wanted man, persecuted for my art.
As bad as it is, I don't think that the art is the problem.
In Paris, they say leave, go far away. We will never understand you here. I say, I go to Saint-Denis. They say that is not far enough. It seems to me that they were right. But it doesn't matter. Now, I go to South Pacific. They always tell me the light there is perfect for my work.
Well, so long as they weren't telling you that just to get you on the other side of the world.
Perhaps. It doesn't matter. Help me get to the next ship. They are watching the port, and I need a chaperone.
Okay, come on.
My mic is not muted, it's just I haven't talked.
I'll tell you what I want, miss. Civilization. So repressive, so stifling. I can hardly breathe in this city.
Yeah, I kind of know what you mean.
Why I thought I would find my way in a country founded by Puritans, I'll never know. I know those men. I shot on a bar. Quick, behind here. We stay behind here. Allez, allez, vite.
Why did you get banned, Gen Z? Why'd you get banned?
We are away. Come now, follow me.
fellers. You shat on their bar?
But of course, I needed to shit. Hey, come on! My fresh excrement was better than any of the drinks they served in there.
Remind me to avoid that place.
Back. The moneylenders. We go another way.
A man owes us money.
We go through here. What's this? Quickly! Oh, it's nothing. I thought I knew him.
Please do not do that again. Now get moving, come on.
Morning to you.
So, wait. You ain't sold none of your work?
There is always a heavy demand for fresh mediocrity, but no kinds of brilliance. Not so much.
New kinds of thieving?
The hole in the fence. We go through there.
Where you going, pretty lady?
Anywhere you want, mon ami.
Oh my goodness.
This way, to the ends of the docks.
I was going to buy the red ones to bring out the colors in your cheeks, but then I thought the blue was altogether more
Hush! Hey, I may know these people.
Pierre. A purple, perhaps? We are in Saint Denis, after all. What are you looking at? Men are all the same. Anything in a skirt.
No, don't get like that.
How's you?
Bar shitting, money borrowing, wife stealing. You sure got a way of ingratiating yourself for people.
If the purpose of life was to be liked, it would be very boring indeed.
I've developed the feeling the purpose ain't to be hated.
Hate, love, they are the same. I provoke, I challenge, I amuse, doing what? With my impropriety, a mediocre life is meaningless. A bold life filled with art and truth, dirty truth, that is something that matters.
Well, it's good to know you got a fail-safe philosophy, at least.
How else could I get a...
Look at you, pretty little thing.
Hello, boys.
Come on.
Come on back now, baby.
Ha! You gonna try out for the circus dressed up like that?
I hope the sailors know who they're bunking with.
We have many weeks together. We will get to know each other well.
Well, good luck to all of you.
Relax. Hey, up here. She is my ship. We made it!
Let's go.
Oh, no.
I got it. He's out here.
Whoa!
I have a lot of friends around here. I was the best shot in the
Wasting my time. Charles? Come on, you better hope this ship's leaving soon.
Merci. Merci. All aboard for the South Pacific. Adieu. Merci, mon ami.
So long. If they don't like you in the islands, keep on going to the South Pole.
Ah, yes. I hear there the light is really fantastic. Au revoir.
Seriously?
There they are. Listen up, mister. Just give it up. Ain't no need for trouble. Go on and get your hands up. Nice and slow.
Come on. Don't have to go
If
down
you don't get
like
those hands
this.
in the sky, you're dead.
Okay, I give up.
Let's keep it civil now. Just come with me. You're lucky to get out of this alive, but the law...
Yep. Bonjour.
Why, hello there.
Ticket for one, please.
Head straight through those double doors.
I was just like, is it really not gonna let me in?
Thank you! Thank you, hello! Greetings! Thank you for your obeisance. Truly, I am Aldridge T. Abington, tasked with bringing you the greatest show in Saint-Denis, or for that matter, the whole world. I have the foresight and fortitude to bring you acts that, when exhibited together, comprise the most amusing actors, captivating performers, and feats of amazement for your emotional, spiritual, and psychological enhancement. My delight in acquisitiveness began at an early age, when I was the proprietor of a tiny dog circus, which tragically perished in a tavern fire. Yes, thank you. Oh, my little babies. But that's another story. Let us prepare now for a phenomenal evening. From my time in France, I met these lovely girls who would dance and expose their bloomers for a piece of molasses candy. Oh, what a delight. I bring you the girls of Petit Flaneur in Gay Paris. majestic! Have you ever seen such a thing? I'm all a quiver, I can tell you. I bring you the most incredible singer of serpents this side of the swamp. Oh, that's pretty good alliteration there. From LaGrasse she is, speaking in that battered tongue, but bringing us a show unlike any other. The mysterious Maya.
I come back to this insanity. I love this game so much.
Serpent lady!
Come on, that's no way to handle it. You are crazy, lady.
Please stop that racket!
I see his mistress is here. It's truly unbelievable.
Look at her! Be careful with that snake!
Every damn night.
Holy hell!
That snake loves you.
Get him home, he's a mess.
Yeah, honey.
We're just starting to have fun.
Whoa! Amazing! If only Eve danced so well with her devil, maybe humanity would still live in a garden of innocent grandeur rather than a pit of depravity and despair.
Nobody cares!
While traveling in the hills of Bavaria, my olfactories were disturbed by a monstrous manure cart in front of me. I was surprised to find it wasn't pulled by a beast of burden, but instead by a mighty woman as strong as an ox. I present to you the great Hortensia.
I actually kind of want to see this, and then I'll leave. Yeah, never mind. Saw a Patriot from Prop in Central Washington today on the highway. Jesus Christ, are you kidding me?
Not quite what you were expecting. I've seen vagrants making their beds in the streets at night.
Will you move?
You the local hard man, huh?
You want to say that again, friend?
Come on!
Must be
Out of the
tough,
way!
looking like you.
I'm gonna shoot you down! I will!
All right, we'll take it from here.
God, with you.
Clear out. This is our business now.
Mais bonjour.
So how is everything?
As well as can be expected.
Excited to come back for a bit. Hell yeah. Yeah, I haven't been talking that much. I know I haven't been talking that much. Yeah, just kind of a, like, really chill stream. Unless you guys have something to talk about. I have a story pulled up from New York Times about what's going on in Ukraine right now. We can actually, since this is kind of like we don't have to play Red Dead full time, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and transition this over, and then I guess we can jump on. We could jump on something else while we actually. I'll actually read this article real quick, and we can kind of go on from there. So it's a article from the New York Times. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Got this. Russia issues warning. So we actually have it right here. We'll actually talk about this article real quick. I actually wanted to talk about it anyway because I think we were having a discussion about it earlier, and then we didn't really talk about it that much. So, Russia issues subtle warning threats more far-reaching than a Ukraine invasion if the West fails to meet its security demands. Moscow could take measures like placing nuclear missiles close to the U.S. coastline, Russian officials have hinted. No one expected much progress from this past week's diplomatic marathon to defuse the security crisis Russia has ignited in Eastern Europe by surrounding Ukraine on three sides with 100,000 troops, and then, by the White House counting, sending in saboteurs to create a pretext for an invasion. But as the Biden administration and NATO conduct tabletop simulations about how the next few months could unfold, they're increasingly wary of another set of options for Vladimir Putin, steps that are more far-reaching than simply rolling his troops in armor over Ukraine's border. Mr. Putin wants to expand Russia's sphere of influence to Eastern Europe and secure written commitments that NATO will never again enlarge. If he is frustrated in reaching that goal, some of his aides suggested on the sidelines of the negotiations last week, then he would pursue Russia's security interests with results that could be felt acutely in Europe and the United States. There were hints that never quite spelled out that nuclear weapons could shift to places perhaps not far from the United States coastline. That would reduce warning times after a launch to as little as 5 minutes, potentially triggering or igniting a confrontation with echoes of the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis. A hypothetical Russian invasion of the Ukraine would not undermine the security of the United States, said Dmitry Suslov, an analyst in Moscow who gave a closed-door presentation on the standoff to Russian lawmakers last month. The overall logic of Russian actions is that the United States and NATO must pay a high price, and as Ukrainians were reminded anew on Friday, as the website says, the country's ministries were defaced in a somewhat amateurish attack. Russia's armies of hackers can wreak havoc in Ukraine, but also in power grids from Munich to Michigan. It would all be bluster, part of the Kremlin campaign of intimidation, and a way of reminding President Biden that while he wants to focus American attention on competing with dealing with China, Mr. Putin is still capable of causing enormous disruption. The Russian leader telegraphed that approach himself by warning repeatedly into the past year that if the West crossed the ever-shifting red line that in Putin's mind threatens Russia's security, he would order an unexpected response. Russia's response will be asymmetrical, fast, and tough, Mr. Putin said last April, referring to the kinds of unconventional military action that Russia could take if adversaries threatened our fundamental security interests. The current crisis was touched off by the Kremlin's release of a series of demands that, if the United States and its allies agreed, would effectively restore Russia's sphere of influence close to Soviet era lines before NATO expanded into Eastern Europe. It would also demand that all U.S. nuclear weapons be withdrawn from Europe, saying it felt threatened by their presence, although the types and locations of those weapons haven't changed in years. It also wants a stop to all Western troop rotations through former Warsaw Pact states that have since joined NATO. Wow, no wonder they actually refused, because it's saying like not only is Russia trying to stop the enlargement of NATO into places like the Ukraine, they also are basically saying, hey, any countries that were under our sphere of influence in the past, stop doing it with them, because they were ours before, and we don't want them to continue to be used under U.S. influence. Has reinforced those demands, which the U.S. calls non-starter the troop buildup near Ukraine, and repeated warnings it was prepared to use unspecified military technical means to defend what it considers its legitimate security interests. In response, the Biden administration has issued warnings of financial and technological sanctions if the Kremlin should follow through with its threats, particularly in regard to Ukraine. American officials say that for all the talk about moving nuclear weapons or using asymmetrical attacks, so far the United States has seen little evidence. At a White House briefing on Thursday, Jake Sullivan, Mr. Biden's national security advisor, declined to be drawn into the question of what kind of Russian action would trigger a U.S. response, whether, for example, the U.S. would respond to a cyber attack the way it would to an incursion into Ukrainian territory. The United States and our allies are prepared for any contingency and any eventuality. We are prepared to keep moving forward down the diplomatic path in good faith, and we are prepared to respond to fresh acts, and beyond that, all that we can do is get ready, and we are ready. Of course, the most obvious scenario, given the scale of the troop movements on the grounds, is a Russian invasion of Ukraine. Maybe not to take over the entire country, but to send troops into the breakaway regions around the cities of Donetsk and Luhansk, or to roll all the way to the Dnieper River. At the Pentagon, 5 or 6 different options for the extent of a Russian invasion are being examined. Researchers tracking social media footage have spotted numerous signs of additional Russian military equipment being shipped westward by train from Siberia. In Russia, state television has been filled with commentators' warnings that Ukraine could soon attack Russian-based separatists in eastern Ukraine, fitting with Washington's allegation on... in Russia, state television had been filled with commentators' warnings that Ukraine could soon attack Russian-backed separatists in eastern Ukraine, fitting with Washington's allegation on Friday that Russian operatives with specialties in explosives and urban warfare have infiltrated Ukraine, and might be planning to stage a provocation to justify an invasion. Russia denied the allegation. A retired lieutenant general and a regular Russian television commentator predicted a looming limited war provoked by Ukraine that Russia would win in short order through devastating airstrikes. There will be no columns of tanks, he said. They will just destroy all the Ukrainian infrastructure from the air, just like you do it. In Geneva, Russian diplomats insisted that there were no plans to invade Ukraine, but there were hints of other steps. In one little-noticed remark, a Russian diplomat said Moscow was prepared to place unspecified weapon systems in unspecified places that merge with American intelligence assessments that Russia could be considering new nuclear deployments, perhaps tactical nuclear weapons, or a powerful emerging arsenal of hypersonic missiles. In November, Mr. Putin himself suggested Russia could deploy submarine-based hypersonic missiles within close striking distance of Washington. He said repeatedly that the prospect of Western military expansion in Ukraine poses an unacceptable risk because it would be used to launch a nuclear strike against Moscow within just a few minutes' warning. Russia, he made clear, could do the same. From the beginning of the war, we will have in our arsenal a new sea-based missile, a hypersonic one, Mr. Putin said, referring to a weapon that travels more than 5 times the speed of sound and could likely evade existing missile defenses. In parent reference to the American capital, he added, the flight time to reach those who give the orders will also be 5 minutes. Mr. Putin said that he would deploy such missiles only in response to Western moves. President Biden told Mr. Putin in their last conversation that the United States has no plans to place offensive missile strike systems in Ukraine. Russian officials hinted again in recent days about new missile deployments, and American officials have repeated that they have seen no moves in that direction. But any effort to place weapon systems close to American cities would create conditions similar to the 1962 crisis that was the closest the world ever came to a nuclear exchange. Asked about the nature of what Mr. Putin had termed a possible military technical response, a deputy foreign minister said a Russian deputy foreign minister said in Geneva on Monday, right now there is no reason to talk about what systems will be deployed, in what quantity, and where exactly. Then, when a Russian reporter asked the deputy foreign minister in an interview broadcast on Thursday whether Russia was considering deploying military infrastructure in Venezuela or Cuba, he responded, "I don't want to confirm anything or rule anything out." Moving missiles, however, is obvious to the world, and that is why if the conflict escalates further, American officials believe that Mr. Putin could be drawn to cyber attacks easy to nice, superbly tailored for disruption and amendable to be ramped up or down depending on the political temperature. Mr. Putin doesn't need to do too much to insert computer code or malware into American infrastructure. Department of Homeland Security has long warned that Russians have already placed malware inside many American power grids, and the Biden administration has sought to shore up U.S. systems and root out malware. The nation's biggest utilities run an elaborate war game every 2 years simulating such an attack, but much of corporate America remains far less protected. The fear is that if sanctions were to be imposed on Moscow, Mr. Putin's response could be to accelerate the kind of Russian-based ransomware attacks that hit Colonial Pipeline, a major beef producer in the cities and towns across the country last year. The FSB, Russia's powerful security service, on Friday announced that the arrest of hackers tied to the Revil ransomware group, a gang connected to some of the most damaging attacks against American targets, including the Colonial Pipeline. The move was welcomed by the White House, but also it was also signaled that Moscow could flip its cyber warriors on or off at will. No one knows Putin's next move, of course, not even his diplomats, and he likes it that way. And then analysts in Moscow believe that beyond a more threatening Russian military posture, the United States could be particularly sensitive to closer military cooperation between Russia and China. Mr. Putin will travel to Beijing on February 4th to attend the opening ceremonies of the Winter Olympics and to hold a summit meeting with the Chinese leader Xi Jinping, Russia said on Friday. And then the Kremlin noted that Mr. Biden sees China, not Russia, as America's most complex long-term challenger, an economic, military, and technological competitor that plays in a different league from Russia, yet forcing the United States to increase its investment in a confrontation with Russia would undermine Mr. Biden's greater strategic goal. The United States objectively does not want to increase its military presence in Europe. This would be done at the cost of containing China. We have a lot of people talking in chat. So we're talking about World War III, possibly. Kind of a complicated answer right there. World War III, thanks a lot, world leaders. I knew from the beginning of our failure in Afghanistan, knew things would turn out shit. Can you please talk about what happened yesterday? I didn't get to watch the live stream that you made today. We were close to winning the war in Afghanistan. I personally blame Joe Biden and Donald Trump for our defeat. I think it was the moment we didn't get out. Whenever Bin Laden died, I'm pretty sure like we shouldn't have stayed there for an additional 10 years. We didn't need to be there for an additional 10 years. We just shouldn't have been there for as long as we were. I don't think Russia is any position to demand this. I think so too. I fear for 9/11 since the Taliban retook control of Afghanistan. It necessarily wasn't the Taliban that attacked us on 9/11, but they harbored the Taliban. They allowed the Taliban to operate within their country. Americans under threat. The new media are calling for cutting defense spending. I know, right? Soon enough, apparently, it looks like that high defense spending is going to be very, very protected. It does now make sense why we're spending so much on our military. Everyone's just like, why are we spending so much on our military? Oh, I wonder like what's going on in Europe and China. So here's a map right here. How Russia's military positioned to threaten Ukraine. Russian forces are now surround Ukraine on 3 sides, and Western officials fear a military operation could start as soon as this month. Man, that is scary. That is scary. We actually see we have a lot of troops over here in Rostov, Persianovsky. We have similar type of presence in Volgograd, which is close enough to where they can launch operations from Volgograd. Volgograd is actually it was the former city of Stalingrad. If you guys are familiar with the history, we also see that they are just north of Ukraine, and essentially what a lot of people are thinking, they're not really, they're not going to go after Kiev. I mean, they definitely have the position to threaten Kiev if they needed to, but essentially what they would do, they would most likely just occupy this area right here in eastern Ukraine, possibly also occupy this area right here. I'm pretty sure, just like they did whenever Abkhazia and South Ossetia were being attacked by Georgia, and then they effectively went in and occupied the area. They most likely could do the same thing here. They would go in and occupy Luhansk and Donetsk. But they would most likely come in and just occupy this area right here. That way they have more of a direct land connection to Crimea. So you have 32,000 troops in eastern Ukraine, as well as motorized infantry, artillery, Southern Military District Army Corps, and then 2 tank units and a motorized infantry unit just east of eastern Ukraine. Since the start of 2021, Russia has moved an additional 5 battalion tactical groups into the border area near Luhansk and Donetsk, including about 5,000 soldiers sent to reinforce the 12,000 or so stationed there permanently. Just as significant, according to officials and military analysts, are the forces massing north of Ukraine in areas such as Klinsky, at the point where Russia, Ukrainian, and Belarusian borders meet. These positions are within easy striking distance of the Ukrainian capital, Kiev. So we actually have 13 to 14 battalion tactical groups here, including artillery, missiles, rockets, and tanks, as well as another artillery, another rocket unit, 2 motorized infantry units, another tank unit, another artillery, motorized infantry, and then another rocket unit, motorized infantry, and then 2 tank units over here in Pokonovo. And then buildup of Russian forces near Ukraine, near the border with Ukraine, has raised concerns among Western and Ukrainian officials that the Kremlin might be preparing for significant military action, possibly an invasion. This map compiled by the New York Times shows troops, tanks, and heavy artillery moving into positions that threaten a wider conflict in Ukraine's east, as well as potentially open a new front on Ukraine's northern border closer to Kiev. Russia currently has about 100,000 troops on the border with Ukraine, according to Ukrainian Western officials. U.S. intelligence agencies have assessed that the Kremlin has drawn up plans for a military operation involving up to 175,000 troops that could begin in the coming weeks. While it was not clear whether President Vladimir Putin of Russia has decided to launch an attack, analysts say that the country is well on its way toward constructing the architecture needed for a significant military intervention in Ukraine. Then on Monday, representatives from the United States and Russia will meet in Geneva for talks aimed at de escalating the crisis. Mr. Putin said that Russia wants what he calls security guarantees, which would, among other things, bar the United States and NATO from expanding eastward into regions that the Kremlin deems as within its sphere of influence. This map represents a snapshot of current Russian positions as well as broad estimates of the number of troops and kinds of equipment deployed within striking distance of Ukraine. It is based on information obtained by the Ukrainian and Western military officials, as well as independent military analysts and satellite imagery. Most of the buildup so far, according to officials, military analysts, has involved troops and equipment that take time to deploy, including tanks and heavy armor, some of which have traveled by train from bases as far away as Siberia. Before launching a significant military operation, however, Russia will likely need to deploy reserve units and logistical infrastructure like field hospitals that currently appear to be missing from positions near Ukraine, analysts say. These elements, along with additional troops, could be deployed rapidly should a decision be made to attack. Much of the attention so far has been directed at the buildup of forces near two breakaway provinces in eastern Ukraine, Donetsk and Luhansk, where in 2014 the Ukrainian military has been at war with Russian-backed separatists. The separatist forces, which include Russian troops and Ukrainian fighters opposed to Kiev's role, amount to about 30,000, according to an assessment by the Ukrainian military. Look at that, they actually have Crimea over here. Russia runs airstrikes on Ukraine. They shouldn't expect us not to do the same onto them. Yeah. You think Ukraine will join NATO? I think it would be extremely provocative for Ukraine to join NATO. I think it would immediately, have the Russians respond in some way. So it would be a very hard choice. I mean, the NATO could immediately say like, "Hey, Ukraine is now a member," and Russians would be like, "Well, okay, well if we attack them, then it looks like that they're going to be facing off against the West." So I don't know. I think it would be extremely provocative for us to admit Ukraine into NATO. But it really depends. Feel bad about doing this, but if we flatten Moscow, does Moscow residents? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, but then at the same time, if we're just wiping Moscow off the map, then it would really depend. I don't know. Good night, PG. It's late and I need to get up at 6:30. Yep, I have been streaming for nearly an hour and a half. It is 11 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I'm going to try to do another stream tomorrow, and if I don't do it tomorrow, then I'll try to do it the next day. I'm going to try to go ahead and start working on some of these videos that I've been planning on working on, but I haven't had the time to do so. So we will try to get a couple of videos out in the coming days, or at least within the next week or two. Most likely it will be the political ideology video for Power and Revolution, so look forward to that. Guys, if you guys like this, go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you guys want to see more content like this, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss anything on the channel whenever I do make it. And I will see you guys in the next live stream or video. Thank you guys so much for watching it, watching this with me today. Thank you guys for tuning in to my streams this morning and last night. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.